Welcome back to Crisco's Corner, unfiltered commentary, not your truth, the real truth. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back from the Daily Wire. I think this article is so important that I'm going to put it into two parts because it's fairly long, but I want to make sure it's covered. And it's entitled, and rightfully so, here's what Joe Biden used to think about the Democrat Party. And this shows a picture, of course, of President Biden, much younger. In 2016, a brash first-time candidate wrote his disregard for liberal syncopas and willing to contradict media myths into the White House. Imagine if a 2024 president contender came along who was willing to say Democrats in big cities are immoral or more immoral than Republicans. Suppose a candidate smacked down baseless partisan attacks on the Republican Party by saying they threaten to bring down our political system. Try to envision a candidate with the courage to respond to claims that America's history demands race-based wealth redistribution by saying, I'll be damned if I feel responsible to pay for what happened 300 years ago. This candidate might even have the courage to say that government programs favoring one ethnic group over another have the capacity to transform non-racist Americans into racists and fill them with hatred. The good news is there is such a candidate. The bad news? It's Joe Biden, who made all of those comments and many, many more incendiary comments. I don't know if they're incendiary or not, if they're true. Maybe it's kind of Trump-like. Maybe he should rough out the edges a little bit. At the outset of his political career nearly 5 decades ago, Biden made most of his comments during a speech delivered at the City Club of Cleveland in May '73. Now, I was a junior in high school. Biden began by addressing the biggest issue of the day, Watergate. I remember it well. I'll tell you the truth, it was funny. In the summer of '72 and the fall of '72, the two biggest stories in the United States were Watergate and the Bobby Fischer-Boris Spassky chess match played in Reykjavik, Iceland. In fact, the chess match sometimes got the top half of the fold on the newspaper. Some of you older people know what that means. Candidates are running against two Republican senators that it would be morally wrong to blame Watergate on them or on the Republican Party, according to an article. Insult to the fundamental makeup of the country. Democrats should refrain from claiming every Republican somehow participated in a third-rate burglary. Now, like I said, it's going to be two parts. I'm going to try to make them as short as I can. For one thing, Biden said, attempting to destroy one political party by erroneously accusing all of its members of complicity in criminal wrongdoing would unravel the social fabric of the United States. What holds us together as a nation are not cultural ties as in other countries, but political ties. We're able to move forward because of politics. We bring down a great political party. We bring down our political system. Biden said, although my colleagues, the Democrat colleagues, won't like me saying this, I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the Negro and good for the black in the South, Biden said. Oh, God. Let me say this for the record, Biden said clearly. Democrats are as immoral as Republicans, and maybe in big cities a good deal more immoral in the traditional sense, Biden told attendees. And you can read on. Unbelievable. Even young Biden believed the greatest ethical boundary was the D.C. Beltway, I-495. It's amazing to me. Oh, gosh. Top-down government programs, you did not like the fact that fundamentally would transform the United States of America. While he apparently alluded to these concepts in 1973 speech, Biden skewed all nuance in an interview just 2 years later. I don't feel responsible for the sins of my father and grandfather. I feel responsible for what the situation is today, for the sins of my own generation, and I'll be damned if I would feel responsible to pay for what happened 300 years ago. It's unbelievable. I can't read all of this because it's a really long article. I don't buy the concept popular in the 60s. We have suppressed the black man for 300 years, and the white man is now far ahead of race for everything our social society offers. In order to even the score, we now give the black man a head start or even hold the white man back to even the race, Biden said. I don't buy that. Holy crap. I didn't even know he said that. And I'm going to breeze through this a little bit here because, like I said, it's a really long article. And I'll make it in two parts if people don't like long videos, I guess so. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The new integration plans being offered are really just quota systems to assure a certain number of blacks, Chicanos, now called Hispanics, or whatever, in each school. That, to me, is the most racist concept we can come up with. Oh, my word. Who the hell do we think we are? That the only way a black man or woman can learn is to rub shoulders with my white child. Holy crap. This guy sounds like Malcolm X almost. I mean, not as bad, but Malcolm X wasn't all wrong either. There's a lot of things I didn't like about him because he was a racist, but Biden even warned that racism in the name of equity could turn non-racist white people into hate mongers. You take the people who aren't racist, people who are good citizens, people who believe in equal education and opportunity, and you stunt your children's intellectual growth by busing them to an inferior school. And now you're going to fill them with hatred. I'll read on a little bit more for this part. Few people would pine for the days of the 1970s, at least before Biden's tenure in office, but everything in Biden's philosophy was inverted over the ensuing decades. Far from acknowledging its moral failings, today's Democrat Party comports itself like the New Puritans, policing language for any hint of infidelity to woke orthodoxy. Joe Biden molded himself to the political environment by holding himself out as the high priest of equity. Biden launched his third presidential campaign by claiming to wage a battle for the soul of America. And there ends part one of the young Joe Biden. Where is he today? I find this whole thing fascinating, and I got it from the Daily Wire, and I've encouraged people to subscribe to the Daily Wire. I do, and you get a free Leftist Tears mug, which I'm going to drink my tea out of right now. Boy, those leftist tears sure taste good. So this is the end of part one. So look for part two. And until the next time, goodbye and good luck.